Alright guys, Melissa here, just getting ready to take a shower. I guess I can shut this door, right? It's kind of messy. And put on a light. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so what's going on, guys? So, talk to people tonight. I love talking to people and get to know them. So I was talking, tomorrow's my brother's birthday. And I always remember his birthday every year. I still love my brother. There's no question about it. I love my brother. I still love my family. It's too bad that they can't love their daughter because they make up stuff about me or whatever. But I still love my brother. And I was talking to a guy who does, gutters and stuff. And I was talking to him. I was telling him stories about my childhood because somehow we got on the subject of, he asked if I knew much about guttering and all that stuff, and I said, well, I was always around my dad who did construction, and so, I don't know as much as I probably should because, I didn't really pay attention, right, because I was a kid, so I was talking about, my brother, and I'm always so proud of his shooting abilities, right. I didn't give any names or anything, but I was just talking about it and talking about everything, old stories in my life, funny stories. So we were laughing together and everything. And then I still got my Band-Aid on. So this was at Plasma, one of the guys there. So I still have my ring on, right? I still have my ring, and I was talking about my marriage and everything. And then it wasn't until later, when I was done Plasma, that we were talking about motorcycles and stuff. And he's like, you still got your ring on, and you mentioned divorce. I'm like, oh yeah, I just put it on because I haven't wanted to date, So he's like, not yet. And I'm like, well, I'm like, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I said, but what do you do after 33 years? You've been with someone and you've known them since second grade. What do you do, right? That's kind of difficult, So, like I said, I don't really have a desire to date. I am open to it if God wants it, but I'm really not really into the dating scene. Even if I did date, it'd be somebody that I'd have a standard for now. It wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to go date and I'm going to download an app. I don't do those things. There's, when you've been in love with your husband for so long, it's not like you just go with someone else, right? Because you're in love with your husband. You've been in love with your husband. But, like I was talking to someone else, he chose it, guys. He chose it. I did not choose this. He did. He chose it all. And it's all on him. And, do I really want to move on? Have I really wanted this? It actually kills me that I have had to say I am moving on because that was not what I wanted. But after he has showed his true colors, like, being totally two-faced and coming after me, and allowing Kevin Leandro to come after me in court, and, then Kevin's got this girlfriend who's totally over-involved in things that are not her business. So because I stood up to Kevin, his girlfriend attacks me. She has no right to attack me because I stood up against Kevin, right? So, either way, she's out of place and trying to get an emotional reaction and trying to control the situation because she either feels threatened by me, she's insecure, and she has aggressively put herself in a situation that's really not her business. And if she is going after Kevin, that's between them. If she is going after my husband, my ex-husband, that's his choice. It's not my responsibility. I have nothing to do with her. And I have my opinions about her. She doesn't know how to talk. She doesn't know. She's really an idiot, but she doesn't understand boundaries. She's just like totally threatened by me. And Kevin Leandro can't seem to do a video anymore about me because he is a chicken and has no courage. He knows he lost. He knows he lied in court. He knows that he is a small man for what he did. So You know, like Jesus said, where are your accusers? I don't see them. They're nowhere, right? So, so ladies, a good example, use her as an example for a minute. A good example of when someone's trying to get a rise out of you is just don't really acknowledge her. Beyond her being a weirdo and acknowledging that she's trying to get a rise out of you, don't really acknowledge her. So this guy was like, yeah, I see, you know, your ring is on. And I'm like, well, it's been he goes, a deterrent. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's just been something that I've worn because I have not been ready to date somebody else, and nor have I had any thought to or desire or anything, because I'm an older woman, right? And I've had no desire at all. So, um, you know, I feel like I had my life. I had my life. If God brings someone else, that's fine, but